Get down.
Okay, so the hair that I'm using is by a company called Syukee Hair on Aliexpress. Came in a really cute box. I got 3 bundles of straight hair. I'm not sure the lengths. I will definitely put them on screen for you guys. But yeah, the widths were very nice. They looked pretty good. The hair had a very kind of light luster to it. This is the closure, and it looked nice. I believe this is like a 4x4, and these are the lengths of the bundle stretched out, so it looks really nice. Initially I felt the hair was really nice, no smells or anything like that, super soft. So let's go ahead and get into the dyeing and bleaching of the hair. So for starters, to dye the closure, I use 40 volume developer, or lighten the closure I should say. I used 40 volume developer and I was actually running out, so I did the exact same process that you're seeing. I did it to the bundles as well, but I ended up running out and it wasn't enough to fully cover the bundles, so it didn't take well on the bundles that I noticed. So the closure took really well because I was able to fully saturate the hair in the closure, but not the bundle. So I left that developer on for more than 2 hours, and this process with the developer only takes so long, and I was like, you know what, no. I washed the rest of the developer out of the bundles and I waited, and I went and got some bleaching more developer, and you'll see what I'm going to do for that. But this is the color that the closure came out to be. I love it, and that's only with developer. But for the bundles, I did something different. So I got me some cloud of colors, whatever you call it. I put 3 scoops of the powder bleach in there, and then I did 3 scoops of the developer. This time I got 30. I wish I got 40. Like, I live by 40 volume developer because I don't have time to be playing. So, just do your 3 scoops of each, scoop it together, and do this. I normally don't wear gloves, but girl, I got bleach on my hands, and then when it was burning and stinging, so I had to put some gloves on. All I did is what I normally do. I go ahead and I start bleaching. I just start putting the bleach all over the hair. I make sure to go through the bundles because those pieces will not be covered. So make sure that you're thorough in your bleaching. I repeated this process on every single one of the bundles, and then I combed it through, and make sure that I redistribute all of that bleach within the hair. To make it process faster, you can cover it with aluminum foil. I did this for all the bundles. After that was done, I bleached the knots of my closure with those products that you just saw. It's just sitting on there. I left them for like 20 minutes, and these are the bundles. I just have them hanging everywhere. They're literally drying all over my room. So after that was done, I went ahead to making my wig. These are everything that I use. You can screenshot this if you need to. Boom. Now, I will say for the elastic, if you do not go to Hobby Lobby and buy elastic, you can go to Dollar Tree and get these and take the knot out and use that for your elastic. Okay guys, I just want to go over quickly and tell you what I'm going to do. So normally when I sew down a closure, I have it like in between these 2 lines, like in the middle. So that way that's like the middle of my head. But also my mannequin head has tape wrapped around it to the exact circumference of my own head. So yeah, that's how I know that all my wigs will fit. With that being said, I have the closure slightly kind of off center, maybe about like 1 inch or so, because I want a deep side part on my right side. Just gonna go ahead and sew this side down, sew the other side down, and then I'm gonna sew the back, because you want these 2 sides to be like super flat, and then do the back last. And I don't sew anything on the front. Everything's just gonna be what it is. And yeah, then I'm gonna start sewing on the bundles. Okay, now I'm gonna start sewing on the tracks in the back. I start like right along this line. Well, I start like right below this line here. Now you see there's fabric on top of the elastic. Like there's elastic inside. I only sew through the fabric. I don't sew through the elastic. It's kind of difficult to make sure that you don't sew through the elastic, but that's just the way I like to do it. And yeah, it's really not that hard. So I just sew through the fabric on the top, and then I do like about the span of the nape of my neck, I guess that's what you call it. I do like the first track kind of small. I don't like go out wide. I start off small, and then I gradually just keep getting wider until I'm at the edge of the cap on both sides. So I like to use T-pins to hold the track in place so that way it doesn't move. So as I keep going, folding the tracks back and forth, I put a T-pin at the edge of the track so that way I don't have any issues with the track falling and me having to hold the track. I've completely put in one bundle, so all this is one bundle, the longest length. I have quite a bit to go. Like I said, since it is going to be like a right part thing, I have more space on this side than on this side. Bundle number 2 is all done. So it actually, I feel like the first bundle had a lot more hair on it. I don't know, maybe it's just me the way I put them, but I did started spacing them out a lot more now, like maybe an inch now versus like one finger. I've done like 2. Over here, I decided not to take the track like back to the edge because it's running out of space and I want to make sure that the last track goes smoothly around the closure. So I folded it over like right here. So I'm probably just going to be kind of focusing on covering that middle section so that it's not so large now. So now I'm on the last bundle. Okay, I want to let you guys know that I just cut the hair. I cut it and I'm going to go back and put one more track. The reason why I cut it is because I didn't want to come back over here because it's only space for one more track. So I stopped it there. I'm going to finish sewing this line and then I'm going to do the last track and then the wig will be finished. Okay, so I finished the wig and I wasn't feeling it long and I pretty much already knew that I wanted to do a bob. So the first thing that I did was I start adjusting my part, how I want it to be, like, how deep do I actually want my part? And then after, doing that and adjusting it to where I thought it was a good look, I went ahead and sprayed some water on that part of the hair to kind of calm it down. This hair actually, even though it's straight hair, it kind of does have a bit of a wave to it, which I mean, some of you may really like that if you want to change your hair, but some of you may not. So immediately I just went in and started cutting the hair. I chopped it off with some regular scissors. I didn't want to start off with cutting shears yet because I'm cutting off literally a big chunk at one time. So I used my regular ordinary scissors to do that first because, I don't have time to be cutting piece by piece by piece. Just snap it off. I cut until I found a length that I was comfortable with and I was like, okay, I can work with it. Y'all see me trying to pose the hair. And then I went in with my little shears and I started cutting the hair. I also went in with a little thinning comb to kind of take some of the bulk out of the hair. Now in the video, you're only seeing one step of me cutting the hair, which I've actually cut the hair several times. It just kind of takes a while before you say, okay, this is perfect. So I just continue to cut and even up both sides, and I'm like, okay, not the length, let's cut some more because this is not necessarily right now. So I just cut until I was pleased with it, and then I started shearing the entire hair, pulling out bangs and everything to make sure that I liked it. So after this point, I was pretty much happy with the length. I had cut it pretty evenly. So I was like, okay, it looks pretty decently. So I started to flat iron the hair to kind of bump it at the end, and I wasn't going to show you guys the entire process with me flat iron my hair. So I just fast forwarded it like on 20 speed. But anyway, I wanted to also let you guys know that I did end up like thinning the hair out a lot more because it was just off camera because I took it off and put it on my mannequin head. But I also kept putting it back on my head and just was a pretty long process to get to the finished hair. But this is just what the hair looks like after I had flat ironed it. It was kind of bulky to me and I was like, I wasn't feeling that. So I ended up thinning it out more like I said. So yeah, I just used my thinning comb or whatever you call it. And that's what I did to achieve what I got. But just to show you guys, this is what the wig looked like after I had finished with that one day. So it took me 2 more days to get comfortable with my wig and like the way that I had styled. Hello everyone, Tommie here once again, and I wanted to update you guys on this Syukee hair that you saw me install, do the whole process of. I want to show you the end result. So this is the final product of all the styling that I've done. Also, I don't know, why do I put it up there? Okay, one way I've been styling my hair was with this gel. You see I added some little fake baby hairs to the closure. These baby hairs, they may look a little too dramatic for some of you all, and it's kind of a little too dramatic for me. My entire purpose for putting the baby hairs in the front was so I wouldn't have to put any of my own hair for leave out. My hair isn't this bright, so I didn't want to have leave out and everything, so I just went ahead and did the little fake baby hairs, which, you know, most closures do not come with the baby hair, so that was just something that I wanted to do to just, you know, make it look natural, because just to have the straight line of the closure, I felt like that looks so wiggy, and this makes it look a little more natural, so that's why I did that. Took some hairs from the front of the closure, I cut them really short, and I used some got to be glued styling gel. I got the yellow kind, which I'll put a little image of it on screen so you guys can see, because it's right, I can literally grab it, but I have to get up and it's just too much. Okay. The original specs of the hair was that I got Brazilian straight hair, got a 12-inch closure, 16-inch bundle, 18-inch bundle, and 20-inch bundle. If you were to buy the hair at the lengths that I previously had the hair, you'll pay like $137 with 40 cents, you know, on Aliexpress on their site for the exact length that I got the original hair length in. But let's say if you go with something shorter that you could cut into a bob and save yourself some money, you would pay $96. Let's say you get a 10-inch closure in 3 12-inch bundles. Definitely only pay $96.64, which I think is a great deal. Under $100, you know the hair is gonna last. The texture, it was straight when it arrived, but when I washed the hair, there definitely was a slight wave to the hair. It wasn't like a body wave hair, but there definitely was a wave to the hair, or is a wave to the hair. The lengths were the correct lengths. Like, they didn't scam me on the lengths. They definitely were what they said they were. But obviously I've cut the hair because, I don't know, I wasn't feeling the hair with the color at that length. I was like, no. Long length for this color. I just didn't like it. Shedding, the hair doesn't really shed that much. It does shed, but not drastically, you know, a strand here or there. Nothing super duper extreme. Nothing extreme. I don't want to mess up the hair because I just curled it. It takes well to heat. I do want to mention that. Like, it does handle heat styling rather well. I pretty much only heat style this hair, and it works it's pretty decent. I feel like the closure is the best part though. Like, I like the feel of the closure. It's so great. Like, the closure just feels amazing. Okay. Tangling, I will say I get mild tangling in the back. In the back I get mild tangling. There's a little tangle right there, but I don't know. This hair is slightly drier than what it was when I first got it, because I did bleach it to get the color that you're seeing right now. It's like a 4, a 2, in between like a 2 and a 4. I don't want to call it. It's much brighter in the sun, and the closure definitely is a lot brighter than the bundles, because I did use like kaleidoscope for the bundles, and I used developer only for the closure, so there is slight color difference, but it blends in really nice together. Shipping, okay, shipping was honestly so freaking quick. The hair was shipped out on the 21st of September, and it arrived, you guys, it arrived the 23rd. Literally, that's what, 2-3 days? Like, that's nothing. Like, that was so quick. I was blown away. Service, my experience with the PR person who contacted me, she was really sweet, and I had no issues with her. We didn't have a disagreement or anything. She was cool with me, you know, waiting longer to upload the video. Like, I wasn't just gonna upload the video as soon as I got it. I wanted to wait a little bit, and she was fine with that. So I had a good experience with the customer service person who I spoke with. I think her name was Cherry. She was super sweet. So overall, I am loving the hair. I will say the hair did get slightly drier after me bleached it, but I did not deep condition the hair after I bleached it. I just like mildly conditioned it and was like, I'm ready to make this unit, which I did. But I will go back and maybe like maybe after a week or so, I will go back and wash it, because I used the Got To Be glue gel underneath the like front part of the closure, and oh my gosh, y'all. Oh my gosh, this stuff stays on your hair
forever until you sweat. As soon as you sweat, the glue is like, okay, I'm gonna holler at you later. Like, I'm gonna hit you up later. That's how the glue is after you sweat. But while this glue lasted like 2 days on my hair before it lifted, and even when I went to bed the second day, it was really stuck on. Literally was not gonna bother the hair, try to do anything until the glue wanted to lift up on its own. So I was happy that I woke up the next day and the wig was like easy to come off, because I don't know what I was gonna do, like, because I would literally have to like put water on the closure and like rub that in to get the glue to unstick. But I'm happy that, you know, the magical sweat particles secreted from my scalp and was like, I got you. So yeah, I also used the glue to kind of lay this part of the hair down as well. You can see how it's smooth. That is a Got2b glue. The edges, these little baby hairs are the Got2b glue. When I do want the wig to stick longer, I will put it underneath where my underneath where the closure is, right here and over here, and I'm telling you, it will last all day, probably 3 to 4 days. If you don't sweat a lot, then it probably will definitely last longer for you. Overall, the hair is pretty good quality, and like I said, I have no issues with it. Mild shedding, a little tangling in the back area, but besides that, no other issues. I definitely recommend, if you're gonna do a bob like I did a bob, I would definitely get 2 bundles or get shorter length. So overall, I am very pleased with the hair. It was really good to me. I'm happy that it turned out the way that I wanted. The bob is exactly where I want it to be, what I was going for, so I'm super happy about that. If you guys want to see a bob styling video, then I will definitely do one for you. Just click the card over here and let me know, and I will try to get that put together for you guys. Also, if you guys really like this hair by Syukee Hair on Aliexpress, then I will leave links to their site down below, and I will put the links to the deal that I got, and I'll put the links to other bundles deals unless you don't even want a closure or something like that. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.